Hello, everybody. Have you all missed me? It's been a while. I think the last time I streamed was just after New Year's. Sorry for the delay in getting back into streaming, but I'm here now. Well, I guess I'm not quite there yet. Let me hop onto just chatting. Hello, everyone. How's my camera? That's fine. How are we doing today? Check out the translator merch. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Let me say hi to everyone that's here. All right. Hi, Azra. Hello, Grace Void. Hi, Erica. Hi, Puck. Who else is here? Gonna look in the chat. Who else is here? Lovely to see you all. I hope you. Thank you for enjoying the music. This is a sub. Thank you so much, Azra, for the subscription. Let me move the alerts, actually. Move the alerts a little lower. There we go. Holy shit, you've been subscribed to me for 21 months. Thank you so much, Azra. That means a lot to me. Had a very overstimulated past few days, but simmering down now. Well, we're gonna have a nice chill time. Don't you worry. We're gonna have a nice chill time. We're here to talk about a few things. We're here to... I just realized my music's not on this. I can hear my music, but y'all can't hear my music. So I'm just gonna quickly add my music here. Y'all can't hear the nice music. There we go. So, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to me. Thank you all so much for your patience. As you all know, I've been taking kind of like an extended hibernation, extended break from developing my own content. And that's mostly because I was just really tired between the travel and the work, and just like, honestly, the travel was a huge component of it. Not being able to have like that consistency, and it felt like I put a lot of pressure on myself to want to stream immediately after returning from my travels, and whenever I couldn't do it, I felt really bad. So I was like, actually, we're not doing that. We're gonna take a break. We're going to like reassess like spoons and stuff like that. And I just needed a break. I was hitting burnout, and I just needed a break. And it was the holidays, so I'm back. I have a semblance of a plan for how streaming is going to look like, and part of that look is we're going to announce the schedule later on, but I just want to let folks know that the schedule is going to be malleable. And the reason why is sometimes my actual play commitments require that some of the days that I would be streaming to be days of recording. I would try to avoid this as much as possible, but because, you know, APs require scheduling with multiple people, that's just something that might end up happening. So I just want to let you all know there will be a schedule coming out soon, probably later this week, that has like my consistent stream times, but there's going to be like a little asterisk for if I'm not in a different show, if I'm not recording for something. So just keeping that all in mind, and I thank you all for your patience. So yeah, that's the first thing, is the scheduling and having a set schedule for streaming. The other thing about streaming and producing content is I'm doing this on multiple platforms now. So in the gestures to everything sort of vibe, I will not only be streaming onto Twitch, I'll also be working to stream on my YouTube channel. We're currently live right now, the Otso'S YouTube channel. And we're also well, I'm not live right now on Moonbeam, but I will be attempting to make more Moonbeam streams, whether it's co-streams with Twitch or Moonbeam exclusive streams as well. So we're going to be doing all of that in the next juncture, and it'll all be on the schedule, so you'll be able to kind of like keep up to date on where all that's happening. And I might even have like a special day that I dedicate to just YouTube, for YouTube streaming, just to encourage folks to check out my platform over there. So yeah, that's streaming stuff. In terms of other updates, well, as usual, we gotta always talk about Thank you, Steam Deck. We got to talk about Transparent RPG. So Transparent RPG is an all-transgender person of color led actual play series created by Connie Chang. Our campaigns are set in a non-colonial, anti-orientalist multiverse, and we center compelling stories about queerness, grief, hope, and the power of love. I'm sorry for the sound of the little pressure cooker. My mom is cooking. But yes, as you all know, we're deep into Arc 3 now. So please check us out on Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, over on Transparent RPG. That's twitch.tv/Transparent RPG. Or so you can check it out on YouTube when we go live as well. We had a great episode this past weekend. And we've been cooking in Dramaturgy for next weekend. So please check us out. I'm really looking forward to it. So that's Transparent RPG. Oh, baby boy. Little scratchies, are you good? You wanna hang out here? Good boy. Yeah. Sorry, had to say hi to the baby. He's lying down by the rug, and that's okay. Shiva, yes. He's been better. He's not committing crimes, so he's been a lot nicer to his dad by not being a menace. Alright, so we talked about Transparent RPG. Huge reminder, I mean, most of the folks here are regulars, but we do have a cool Discord. I think we've got quite a lively crew now, where we check in consistently. We're going to be a nice community, especially with gestures to everything that's rough and going right now. So please feel free to join us as we continue to be that supporting and loving community that folks need right now. Ira, hi! Nice to see you! It's been a while! It's been a hot second! How you doing, friends? We're back. We're back after a long hibernation. Hibernation, even. Sorry, I know I'm being really lame. Awesome. Alright. Next thing I want to tell you all about is my Patreon. So, those of y'all who are already members of my Patreon, you can join it and you'll be directly supporting me, and you'll also be receiving exclusive updates, early access to Dicey Banner episodes, works in progress, and so much more. There's right now, folks are getting sneak peeks into a self-indulgent bit of game design I'm doing about transmigration, which is a genre in typically Chinese and Korean BL novels. And it's kind of like isekai, but instead of just being transferred into a world, you are specifically being transferred into or transmigrated to a fictional world, a world that the protagonist knows is fictional. So I'm making a transmigration a transmigration TTRPG. It's incredibly self-indulgent. I have no like big timelines for it or anything. It's just something I made for my husband and I to play. But I'm showing y'all works in progress of it. I'm also showing us behind the scenes announcements as well as teasers for my upcoming show with Monte Games called The Secrets of the Actuality, which is a lore diving theory crafting show about Invisible Sun. So if you're an Invisible Sun fan, please keep your eyes peeled and being pledged to my Patreon is the easiest way to get those updates ahead of everyone else on social media. I'm good. Just finished screaming about the ship I've been shipping since day one of the Chaos Protocol. Oh my god! Yeah. A spoiler alert for folks who have not seen Chaos Protocol's latest episode. Please plug thine ears. I'll give you all a moment to do that. Doom and Gloom is canon. Good job. What a time, eh? What a time. Doom and Gloom. It's a big moment, big day for Sayer. Big evening for Sayer. Big night. But I'm glad that y'all have enjoyed the episode. It really means I hope for you all that too. Listen, I'm infinitely privileged and honored to be at a table like the Chaos Protocol. It's one of those wonderful things in life. Right. So we talked about the Patreon. So yeah, just in general, there's just some really cool stuff happening on my Patreon. I'm gonna squanch y'all a little bit. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna squanch you. There you go. Y'all have been squanched. I don't know why. All the shapes on my stream have been really weird. Welcome to the Discord. We will say hi to you shortly. Give me a second. I'm hopping on over. I'm hopping on over. Hopping on over to say hi. Gotta use the Otso'S sticker for this one. Welcome. Welcome to the Discord. We're super chill. We will not be flooding your notifications anytime soon, but we are a good community. We are planning to have game nights. Oh shit, I should talk about that. I should talk about my games. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad at promoting myself, y'all. This is the thing I pledged that I would be better at. I have not been better at it. But I'm pledging to be better at it. So I've released a new game on my itch.io. The game is called Self-Assurance. It is a 2-player, GM-less, narrative-focused micro-RPG played with a standard deck of playing cards. And I will show y'all, because some of y'all were DMing me and asking me about this. So another dear friend of myself, of Otso'S Spirit Bear, also is part of our Discord, an incredible game designer, Logan, played a little game of Self-Assurance with me on a Twitter thread. So y'all can go and check out his Twitter, at Breathing Stories, as we played a little game of Self-Assurance. But yes, it is a 2-player game. One player plays the guileless challenger. The challenger who's seeking boons at the hands of the other player, the cunning Asura, who is a power roguish trickster, who may grant boons for one who they deem worthy. But a few folks are asking me about these. So, oh, the light. Oh, Jesus. My light is a little bright. So this is one of the cards. The light's a little bright. I might need to adjust the light. Hold on, y'all. Let me fix this. There you go. It's still really bright. Anyway, this is the foreteller deck of dice. For those of y'all who attend a big BackCon, you might have seen them do stuff. So this is the deck of dice. I was using these for my... And honestly, it was me playing around with these that kind of inspired Self-Assurance. But yeah, it's a super easy game. It's $1 on itch.io. I'll drop the link. There's some community copies available. Well, hold on. Let me check if they are still available. They are. There are 2 community copies still available if y'all would like to go and check it out. I need to work on a game for the game jam. I just need to sit and call with someone and spitball. 36 words is not much, is what I will say. And yeah, just keep it simple. Because this game, Self-Assurance, was meant to be far more complicated. I was going to have like a section about like specific complications that can happen or specific types of card spreads. Like if you pull the same card, like the same suit or the same card in same suit or same rank in your 2 cards, what that would mean. And you know, that didn't happen. So because 36 words is actually not a lot of words. But I wanted to show you these cards and how gorgeous they are. So that's the back. And these are the front. The cool thing about these that I really love is that not only are they playing cards, they're also tarot cards as well as dice. So you get to kind of like have dice. So that was the cups, wands, pentacles, and where's my swords? There we go. Swords. Hi Milo, welcome to stream. Nice to see ya. So yeah, holding these deck of cards kind of made me go, I should make a game of standard playing cards so I can use. I have an excuse to use these cards. So yeah, that is Self-Assurance. It's my latest game. I'm honestly really proud of it. Does that feel weird to say? Does that feel weird to say about a 36-word game? I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of it. I'm proud of the brevity of it. It plays really well, and seeing it being played by like Logan and myself on Blue Sky on our like kind of like thread was really cool, because you know, this is a game that I had not played tested. I kind of just wrote and just chucked it onto itch.io, but it had surprising mileage for like a 36-word game, which made me go, this is actually a really good game. This is pretty fun. A great way to introduce folks how to roleplay, especially intimately. So that was really, really nice. It was really nice to see and experience. Yeah, so that's Self Assurance. I hope you go and check it out. There's 2 community copies still available. And here's the thing, y'all. There's the system I have for all of my games is that you can always in perpetuity add to the community copies by doing one or 2 things. You can either rate the game on itch.io, that will add 1 community copy into the pool, as well as telling us, whether that's on social media, whether that is in the itch page or the itch comments, telling us about a game of Self Assurance that you played, or if you have your thoughts about it. That will also add a community copy into the pool, and I have that for all of my games. So this includes Hug That Bear, this includes Oh Forsaken Dreamseer, Beast Within, all of that. So please go and check it out, y'all. Your puppy earns those scritches. You should scritch the puppy. That's more important than chat. I will show you the other set of cards really quick, y'all. This is the kind of like gamer, the pixel. It's called the Pixel Party. I really liked it like this because it reminded me of Undertale. So this is what it looks like. This is the back. And then we got coins. Wands. Swords. And cups. And the cool thing, another cool thing about these is, if you go to their website, which is Foreteller Games, it's like foretellergames.com or something. I have the QR code somewhere. Yeah, it's like here. Foretellergames.com. They also have little like extra sort of like prompts and or like other sort of like resources that do utilize these cards. I just think these are neat. I love when people make it like additional tools that kind of make a thing and make it like a multi-set tool, right? Like being able to have a deck of playing cards that's not only dice but also playing cards but also tarot cards that I could also use for system agnostic rules and stuff like that. Great. And they look pretty great. Of course I'm collecting these, right? So that's these. It is super cool. Thank you all for indulging me. I know some of y'all were asking about this. This is all the cards that I was playing. Alrighty. So yeah, those are my announcements, I think. Before we get properly started with the Oh Gods of Appalachia, I'm gonna go and make sure my dog's not committing a crime, because my mom's in a meeting, or going to be in a meeting, and I know that he's not sat right here, so I'm just gonna take a very, very quick BRB, make sure he is okay, and then when we're back, we're going to talk about, I'm gonna show you all this really quick. We're gonna talk about this baby right here. This massive behemoth. Oh Gods of Appalachia role-playing game. Alright. We're gonna do a little Shiva check-in. Alrighty, BRB folks, see you soon. Thank you everyone for your patience. I just had to close the front door because he's already gone to the bathroom. I just don't want him chewing up another shoe. Which he hasn't done in a week. But I don't want to tempt fate here. You want to play All Gods of Appalachia? Someone else needs to run it. That's what I'm gonna say about it. Your boy has so much he is doing on his end. But hello, welcome everybody. And as promised, now that we're back, we're gonna talk about All Gods of Appalachia. We're gonna review it. We're gonna talk about how to play it, all that good stuff. I'm not gonna be reading from the book, not this massive one at least. We do have a digital copy. So let me just set that up really quick. Good boy, he's settling down. All right. Just close some of these. All right. Yeah, if someone else could run it, that'd be great. Just because I have so many things I want to do and not enough days in the week to do it. Can someone do that? Does someone have power to add like a couple more extra hours in a day? That'd be nice. All right, let me just studio mode this really quick. There we go. Okay. Oh, God, I hate it there, actually. Can't remember the last time you GM'd? Well, it sounds like you got a GM, friend. I forgot about my filters. There we go. Isn't that so much nicer? Is that so much nicer? Look at me. I'm a little guy over here. All right, gang. Let me put myself a little further up, actually. All right. Welcome. Puck, that's not the solution I was asking you for. Please rest. Rest is important. I am a cautionary tale, right? I did not have enough sleep. I've been running a lot of shit last year, and I got really burned out towards the end. And let me tell you, it's not worth it. Like, now I'm forced to be like really intuitive with like my body and stuff like that. Rest is resistance. Erica's exactly right. But hello folks, we're here to talk about All Gods of Appalachia. So, for those of y'all who do not know about this game, let me give you a kind of introduction to it. So, All Gods of Appalachia is based off of a podcast, actually. It's an audio drama called All Gods of Appalachia. They partnered with Monte Games to make a tabletop role-playing game out of it, which is really cool, really, really neat. And the system that powers All Gods of Appalachia is the Cypher system. So, for those of y'all who are my regulars who have seen my Cypher workshop before, this is going to seem a lot familiar in terms of like the base mechanics and things like that. But we're actually going to take a look at some of the kind of like stylistic, narrative, lore-based directions and takes that they've taken with this. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So this is the Old Gods of Appalachia rulebook. This is the massive rulebook, not the player's guide. As you can see, it is a whopping 418 pages long. It's massive. It is massive. Look, take a look. Thanks, team. Great job. Great job. All right. So here is the table of contents. Now, as you can see, there is some differences already between the Cypher system and this sort of book that we have now. The Cypher system, for those of you who do not know, is Monte Cook Games' kind of like a big coverage system. And what I mean by that is the reason why they built Cypher the way that they did is so that the principle behind it is everything you could possibly need to run, like you could run it using Cypher. Any kind of story, any kind of game you want to run, you could use Cypher for it, which is true. It is true. You can use a lot of things with Cypher, but you know, there like every system, it has its strengths and it has its weaknesses, right? So we're here to kind of like talk about that within we're not here to talk about the cipher system proper. We're going to talk about the utilization of cipher system within the context of Old Gods of Appalachia. I almost got the deluxe bundle at Big Bab. I didn't have the money. Yeah. there, there were quite a few games that were having like cool bundles, but I didn't buy it because I wouldn't have space in my luggage because I overpacked this time. I just brought so many gifts. I'm so sorry. Uh, anyway, so here structurally in the table of contents, folks, we can already see a few differences from the cipher system, right? We have the rules, we have the character creation, but we also have very key sort of like introductions to like Appalachia, the regions within Appalachia. We are also talking about some potential adventures here, as well as Where Shadow Stirs over here, which is I think a bit of introduction into the genre, into the kind of like setting expectations of what this game is about, right? So over here, here's a list of what the Old Gods of Appalachia game is. It is an eldritch horror game set in the alternate early 1900s Appalachia, filled with beings of immeasurable darkness and incomprehensible desires. A collective tale of hardship, horror, hope, and heart, where every choice requires a sacrifice, and your word is, or should be, your bond. An opportunity to put aside existing stereotypes and explore the land, culture, heritage, and people of Appalachia in all their complexities, complications, and beauty. I heard the audio drama is really, really good. I have yet to listen to it. I might start listening to it on my walks with Shiva, because I keep listening to the same music, especially especially like my Sayer playlist and stuff like that. So maybe I need to branch out. All right. I just realized we don't have music in this one either. Oh my god, I'm so bad at remembering to have my music here. Because I was like, oh, we're finally getting the bell tower music. It is really nice. The bell tower music is very, very nice. All right. So what do we do in this game? So, we already talked about what this game is, right? This is the theme and the feel that Old Gods of Appalachia is trying to invoke through the design and through the presentation of this game. So we have a good idea. They have a lot of tips here of what happens if you've not listened to the podcast or if you don't know anything about Appalachia. They got you covered. Like I said, it's a pretty comprehensive. This is a 418-page rulebook. It's pretty comprehensive. So already there in terms of like me reviewing this is great. Whenever folks are making something that is incredibly specific to a type, whether it's like to specific pieces of media or experiences and things like that, it's always nice to have a little section where you kind of like bring folks in and set those expectations. I know that I'm going to be doing that for The Beast Within. I am doing that for The Beast Within. I'm also doing that with the Transmigration TTRPG that I'm working on, because it is my expectation that a lot of the folks who pick that up have not really played a TTRPG before, because I've made this for such a specific audience, which is folks who really enjoyed Scum Villain by MXTX and want more content. That's why it's for us starving for more Scum Villain content. And so there's an expectation that like, hey, some folks might want to play this or want to experience this, but they might not know how to GM, or folks who are, familiar with TTRPGs and running and playing games, who are not familiar with the genre, who are not familiar with kind of like the expectations within the genre. So there's a huge section within the game where I'm explaining Transmigration, and I'm also kind of explaining the vibe, right? Because, for example, in Transmigration, it is almost always the relationship between the protagonist and the system, and that relationship is almost always antagonistic. The system is not very helpful. The system is very, very vague. Often throws complications at the protagonist. So if I'm making the role of the GM the role of the system, I have to make an explanation here of like, hey, playing an antagonistic persona does not necessarily mean you're being an antagonistic GM. Like, there's still a level of collaboration by understanding what the narrative is demanding and understanding what your scene partner, what your player is wanting and needing in that moment, right? So, all that stuff. And I love that Oh God to Appalachia by Monte Games is doing the exact same thing. They're setting expectations. They're explaining different tips on how to run this, on how to actually kind of like shift your perspective, like check your expectations. Over here, we have to talk about like the kind of expectations you might have from listening to the podcast. And over here, we have like, hey, don't be a setting lawyer, especially since, you know, not everyone who picks up this game is from Appalachia or understands the Appalachian region. Don't like, setting good expectations, good ethics and etiquette when engaging with this, which is great. I love that. I think more books should do that, and it's very, very important that they do that. All right, now we're gonna talk about the game, and I'm gonna kind of go over the cipher system a little bit, and as we go through the rules of the game, and we're going to compare and contrast. That's what we're going to be doing over here. So over here we have chapter 2, which is talking about the system, right? So here they're talking about the cipher system uses a d20 die. You only roll a d20 die, really. That's the main die you roll. The other die are only meant for like specific abilities or like damage and things like that. Otherwise, d20 all the way, right? And you have this thing called a task difficulty. And your task difficulty, there's going to be a table that we're going to go over afterwards. It's over here, this, on page 11, that kind of like sets out what that difficulty is, and we're going to talk about it. And so in general, y'all might be familiar with d20, like rolling a d20 in the sense of I roll a d20 and then I add a number and that's the number I get, right? That's not the case in Cypher. In Cypher, a lot of your sort of like abilities and stuff like that help you make a task easier rather than making your rolls bigger and better, if that makes sense. So for example, Dungeons and Dragons, you have a modifier based on what skill you're using or what like stat you're invoking, right? +5, +3, all that good stuff, right? So you will roll a d20, you will plus those numbers, and then you will get the result, correct? That's not what happens in Cypher. In Cypher, what happens is you'll be given a task difficulty, and what you're going to be using is you're going to be expending points from your stat pools to ease the task. That's one of the terminologies you use. You'll be spending effort, which is the points, to ease a task. So you can ease it down and make it easier to roll. Because each of these task difficulties will correspond to a number you're meant to hit. So what you can do is you can ease the task and make the number lower. But you don't have to do that. You could just roll straight if you want to, not invoke and use any effort. So that's how the system works, right? We're going to be going over it again shortly. So here's the glossary. I'm a big fan in any book where you can give me a box. Sometimes I don't want to read through a wall of text. Sometimes I'm GMing something tomorrow. Give me a box. Give me a box that has everything I need to read in that one box. Thank you very much. Layout designers, love you very, very much. All right, so here they talk about when you roll. It's usually when there's a potential failure in something. They talk about combat here. But yeah, so here's the task difficulty table. So this is what I was talking about before. So this is the number. So this number here, this section here, that's the number that the GM will tell you is the difficulty. So for example, let's say you are about to hack into a system, right? And you ask me, GM, hey, I want to hack into the system. And then I'll say, all right, so this is going to be difficult because this is like a high security software or whatever the fuck. So I'll say this is going to be a task difficulty 4, and that's difficult. So you're going to want to hit a 12 or higher. It's a 50-50 chance, right? So that's the number you have to hit. So you have a choice here. You can just roll, just roll and see what the gods have dealt you, or you can ease the task. You can spend an effort. You can spend some points in your pool. Make it a 9. There we go. All right, so that's basically how it rolls. So this is what the task difficulty table looks like. I do recommend, if you're ever going to be playing Cypher, just have this handy. This is very helpful to have, whether it's a GM or a player, just so you know what numbers you need to hit. All right, so here we're talking about, we're talking about like combat. So combat, is same thing. You still roll similarly like how you'd roll all the time. But the good thing about Cypher and the good thing about all of like multi-cook games is this idea about levels. So what they try to do is that between items, equipment, enemies, attacks, all of that stuff, they set them a level. So once you set that a level, that's like the number you have to meet or beat for everything and everything. So let's say the creature's level is 4. That means you'll know for me to hit this guy, I need to hit 12. Right? Like it's just keeping everything nice and consistent. We're not gonna get too much into the nitty-gritty about like inflicting damage, but just know that like this is a not as crunchy of a system in terms of like damage. You're not going to be dealing like double digits of damage often. That's usually if you've built your character in a very, very specific way. But yeah, this is basically what that looks like. Alrighty. So now we gotta talk about the special roles. So in Cypher, not only do you have the task difficulty table, you have certain numbers that are special. So some of those numbers include a 19. So when you roll a 19, you get a minor effect. What that means is you could get like in combat you'll inflict 3 additional points of damage, but if you want a special result you could be like, I want to knock the foe back, I want to distract them, when I want to be able to like land smoothly when I jump off a ledge, things like that, right? So that's what a minor effect. It's just a little bit of something, just a little extra something in there. An example of this, if y'all have played my game The Beast Within, we have a very similar concept. It's actually inspired by this, called Flare, where you can use Wrath to get Flare in your rolls and stuff like that. Natural 20. We love a natural 20. We love a critical success. And a critical success, so instead of calling it a critical success, in Cypher, we call it a major effect. It's kind of like a minor effect, but it's bigger, right? So this is like dealing 4 bits of damage. You stun your foe. You can take an extra action. You can have something significantly beneficial happen, like you can ascend a cliff twice as fast, things like that. Major boons, major benefits is what that looks like. So that's what a major effect is. Alrighty, so we talked about all the good stuff. Let's talk about the natural ones. Rolling a natural 1 means not only that you most likely failed, it also means that the GM can introduce a complication into the scene. And this is called an intrusion or a GM intrusion. Now, the GM intrusions have their own set of rules, but I will do a TLDR right now very, very quickly. So a GM can intrude. I don't think you can spend XP if you rolled a 1. I have to double check on that. But sometimes there are other scenarios in which a GM can introduce an intrusion, a GM intrusion. But you can say, actually, fuck off, I don't want that, by spending XP. So know that XP is not just for leveling up, it is also a consumable resource. Alright. So then here's the ranges and speeds. We won't talk through all of that. We'll talk about XP really briefly. So this is, you get XP when you allow an intrusion, and you can spend XP to say no to the intrusion, right? But you also use XP to level up. So it's a real balance you gotta have when figuring out what you want to use your resources for. So yeah, that is essentially what they're talking about. All right, now we get to talk about ciphers. So this is kind of key in the cipher system, because it's called the cipher system. So here's the concept behind ciphers. Ciphers are a single-use item. They're a consumable item. They're usually like items that are in the original cipher. This could be like magical items, artifacts, things like that. Here, these are often handcrafted items like witch jars, puppets, and special foods. They may allow you to gain extra strength or become temporarily invincible. So like different ciphers have different uses, and every type of character has a certain number of ciphers they can carry, have a certain kind of like special cipher interactions that they can have based on the different classes essentially. But yeah, you can hold ciphers, and the whole philosophy behind ciphers is you gotta use them. They replenish after every time you use them, so please use them. Use your ciphers. So yeah, that is all that good stuff. Now I've given you all the overarching look on how the cipher system looks, and in terms of reviewing how the old gods of Appalachia have like laid it out, I really like it so far. I think they have set a lot of the rules in a far briefer way, and a far not even brief, it's like in a more direct way than in the original rulebook. And I think it helps because they're able to kind of like hone in on the specific setting and the specific theme that they're hoping to hit with this. So this is great. I'm really liking how this is looking so far. So we have that. Now let's look at how the characters have changed. So it's still the same. So for those of y'all who are not familiar with Cipher System, I'm going to give you a rundown now. Cipher System, in terms of the way you build your character, you have to choose a type, a descriptor, and a focus. This is very thematic in a lot of Monte games and systems. They love character sentences. It's kind of core to their whole game design philosophy almost. So this is no different. So you'll have a character type, a character descriptor, a character focus, and it will become a sentence later on. So, but first let's talk about stats. So we got might, speed, intellect, and if you remember what we talked about before, these are the stats of which your pools of points will come from. So you will, based on the type of character you're creating, you will have a different like range of points in here, right? And you usually kind of get to choose, for the most part, what a handful of those points go into. But those points, they are your pool. So let's say you have a might of 15, right? If you have a might of 15, that means you got like 15 points to use, and you need to use 3 to spend an effort, right? So you gotta like focus on when you're going to use it, because on top of that, Cipher does not have HP. It doesn't have an ouchie pizza for those of y'all who are Beast Within fans. It doesn't have an ouchie pizza, or as it's meant to be called, the wound wheel. There's no sort of like pool of like health or hit points. Your health is determined by the size of your pools of your stats, because you're actively depleting them, and when you get hit, you can get hit by these things, like in these specific areas, right? So also love this. I need more TTRPGs to do this, please. This is very helpful. So here we're talking about pool, edge, and effort. I kind of already explained these, so do not worry too much about them. But yeah, so when you apply effort, as you can see here, when you apply effort, you subtract the edge. Oh wait, I didn't explain edge. So edge is basically a specialization, right? So depending on the kind of character you're building, you might have an edge in speed or might. If you have an edge in them, you get to minus the number of edge you have to any effort you apply. So for example, if you need to make a speed roll, so let's take this example, speed roll, you want to do 1 level effort, that means 3 points. But because you have an edge of 1, it'll only cost you 2, so you just minus, right? So that's what edge is. It just makes things easier to minus and things like that. So all that good stuff. Still, with all of that, what was I talking about? Yeah. What I was trying to explain before we talk about the rest of these things is when you deduct from your pools, you also get hit in those pools. When you take damage, that's where your damage is going to. So let's say you get 3 damage by an opponent, and you have 15 points in the pool, that goes down to 12. And depending on how many like points you have in the pool, you can get certain statuses like debilitated or impaired. You don't have to talk about all of that, but I'm just letting you know, this is a game where you have to know how to manage your resources. So, which honestly lends itself very well to a horror setting, because you kind of have to decide what you're using. Alright, so here we're going to talk about descriptor, type, and focus. So this is the character sentence, right? So essentially you're going to be building a sentence that says, I am a what? So I am an adjective, noun, who will, verb. Which is very, very cool. So some example here is a brash logger, protector, who walks these woods. A hardy miner, who delves to darkness. A neighborly folk healer, who makes a high, lonesome sound. All those good things. So, it seems like in, oh, I really like this. I really like this, because they've actually given examples on the kinds of characters you can build based on the genre. But it seems like in this system, in Old Gods of Appalachia, we have changed a few of the types. Only 2. Yeah, we've only changed 2. So in the original Cypher system, the Protector was the Warrior, and the Sage was the Adept. And the Adept is like magic, and Warrior is warrior, right? Oh, Scratchy, baby boy. Sorry, he was being very cute. Just know if I'm looking off to the side, it's mostly because I'm looking at him, because he's being very, very sweet. Gotta hydrate. Oh, it's been a while since I talked this long. That's my reminder, chat. Y'all should hydrate. Streamer rights, go hydrate. Alright. Let's talk about this. So they've changed this, which is very, very interesting. I did read through this book already, in anticipation for another project yet to be announced. But I am very intrigued by the changes that they've made to, I think, probably fit better with the setting, which is good. So here they're talking about the types of tasks. Excuse me. Alright, so first is the Protector. So the Protector is your warrior. These are your physical based people, right? Which is very, very cool. Also known as the class that your boy loves the most. I love playing warriors. They're very, very fun. So here are some backgrounds that you can roll for. And here we've got intrusions. So there are things in the Cypher system known as player intrusions. This is where you can spend an experience, 1 XP, to intrude in a certain way. I love that they listed these out so clearly. They were a little hard to find in the original text. Hi, baby. Oh, did you want pets? Yes. Yes, you wanted pets. If I had more than one webcam, I would 100% have a little camera for the baby boy. Good boy. I know. Baby cam. Okay. What, you wanted more pets? Okay, I'll keep petting you. Alright, so yeah. Anyway, we're not going to talk too much about the different classes and what they do. But what we're going to look at, because this is a review, is to look at the different kind of like abilities that we have here. And it seems like they have really kind of like expounded upon some of the abilities that they can have and made them, I guess, make more sense within the context of the theme that they're doing, which is really, really cool. Oh, these are some really cool abilities. So yeah, we still have 5 tiers, lots of different abilities. This is really cool. Love this. Oh wait, 6 tiers. That's very cool. Love that. Alright, so then they give you a little example of how to build a protector. So next we have the Sage. So the Sage is... So it's interesting, like, you understand magic, you breathe it, you bleed it, you touch it, it touches you. So you do have magic, but you're just not called an adept. But I guess adept would make sense in the context of the theme that they're going for, which is A-okay. So yeah, we have all these stuff. We still have the background, Sage magic, a little thing here to talk about how magic would look like here. And then you get to kind of like choose your abilities. I love this. And then I believe after this we have our Explorer. Yep. This looks about the same. Explorer, and then we will have, what's the next one? Explorer. What's Speaker? Yeah, Speaker is kind of like your charismatic person. This is you speak well, you're good with people, things like that. You have like gravitas to yourself. All right. So yeah, these, I mean, I gotta say that the layout of this book is fantastic. It's really good. All right, we got Speaker. All right, so far they've done honestly a really excellent job in consolidating a lot of these kind of like character aspects into the themes pretty well. Here are the character descriptions. We're not going to go over that. There's too many. But essentially, these are the kind of like adjectives that give you additional stuff. So let's look at Brash really quick. So you could get additional points in your pool, additional skills, as well as additional weaknesses. Gotta keep it balanced somehow. So yeah, those are the character descriptions. Now that we've looked at the descriptors, I want to take a look at the foci, because I'm very curious to see the range of the foci and see how it looks like. Also, I love this. They have a box of specific Appalachian superstitions, which is really cool. Really cool. Oh, these are some really cool superstitions. I love reading up on superstitions. That's a great question to ask y'all, the chat. Do you like Eldritch Horror? Do you want to play in an Eldritch Horror? Is this a genre that y'all enjoy, or is this something that, you know, you don't really see yourself playing? I would like to see what the chat is feeling about this. Actually, let's make a poll about it. Let's make a poll about it. Give me a second. Let's make a poll. Boop, boom. Make a poll about it. New poll. Do we like Eldritch Horror? Ah! Yes. No. Please, I am a scaredy cat. Alright, I'll allow additional votes. This will cost y'all 200 cents. Alright, well, starting the poll. Love Eldritch Horror. I like Eldritch Horror. Iffy on if I'll play it again. That's kind of like the consensus I usually have with folks. I love Eldritch Horror. One of my favorite ones I liked watching in terms of APs was the one that Taliesin Jaffe GM'd of oh god, what's the system called again? Call of Cthulhu on Critical Role. That was a really good session. I really enjoyed watching that. I'm just picky about the Eldritch Horror I consume, and OGOA is the one I love. I have heard great things about OGOA, so I have to go listen to it. But I'm also a scaredy cat. I do not know. Oh yeah, COC has so many problems. Do not get me wrong. People do like Eldritch Horror. Very interesting. I absolutely agree with you. I have a lot of problems with COC. I mean, there's just so much. So much. And it is unfortunate that it's one of the like main ways folks play Eldritch Horror in there's only like I've played one game of Call of Cthulhu where I felt very safe, and that was the game I did with Daisies and Dragons. Our GM was amazing. He was super like cognizant. He knew how to make things like increase tension and to like create stakes without engaging with a lot of the problems with COC, which I really appreciated. But yes, Call of Cthulhu has a lot of problems, 100%. But thank you for filling out that poll, gang. Alright, let me just head back. But yes, I do like that they have specific superstitions here. It helps make like delving into the fiction. It's very cool. Alright. So these are your descriptors. Now let's look at foci, the character focus. So this is the thing you do. There's quite a few. Alright, let's look at the list. Applies themselves, becomes the beast. We all know which one is Val's favorite from here, I'm sure. Calls home the hounds. Cannot escape the darkness. Crafts powerful objects. Cures what ails ya. Love that. Defends what matters. Delves the darkness. Does what needs doing. Fears no hates. Gets rough and rowdy. Haunts knows Jack. Knows the unknowable. Makes a high lonesome sound. Manifests the mountain. Masters the swarm. Moves like a catamount. Possesses the gift. Serves the greens. Shares the ways and signs. Shoots sharp and straight. Speaks in tongues. Walks these woods and would rather be reading. I love these. Just on the face of it, like there's some that clearly harken back to like Cypher System proper, but these are really good. They've kept into theme very well, which I really like. Awoo! Everyone say awoo in chat. Becomes the beast. Awoo! Would rather be reading is such a mood. I know, right? Oh, they've got different animals. I love this. This is great. But yeah, no, this looks great. I'm really pleased with all of this. Alrighty, with that all being said, we don't need to go through all the list of foci. It's looking pretty good, gang. We're gonna head into, now that we've talked about all of this, we're gonna go and look at this section really quick and see how comprehensive their coverage of like the regions looks like. So they have a section about knowing the Appalachian region, and they're looking at specific states to kind of give you a better idea of like the region and stuff like that. So here we talk about, so this is super important, I think, especially since they're making this inspired by the podcast, which is inspired by like, you know, the regions of Appalachia, as well as all of the belief systems, the cultures, things like that, right? So this is deeply important for them to do, is to kind of like really explain the region, which I think they're doing really well here. Thank you for the map. Having a map is so helpful, especially in understanding kind of like regions and mountains and things like that, especially isolation, right? Which I've not listened to the podcast, but I'm sure isolation is a huge theme. Yeah, they talk about the history, timeline of important events. Very interesting. Oh, this is the important events from the podcast. Oh, how interesting. Oh, how interesting. This is about the podcast. Oh, this is really neat. So yeah, fans of the podcast, you kind of get like a huge timeline here of podcast-based stuff, which is so deeply cool. Holy shit, this is awesome. Here they talk about the land, weather, beautiful, gorgeous artwork, weather-related disasters. Oh, I love these. Whoever did this page, love you. Look at this. Look at this beautiful page. Look at this guy. I love this guy. This guy, I love him. Love him very much. Black bear. Love him. Love the bear. Sayir. Nice to see Sayir in a Monte Cook game. Canada Core wearing a hat inside. Oh no, is it cold? Oh no, poor Erica, I'm so sorry. Alright, this is really cute. Sorry, I just had to look at the animals. Then they talk about living in Appalachia, which is really, really cool. Where they kind of like talk through some of the kind of like belief systems, magic, which is really, really helpful, I think, in knowing that you're playing to theme and playing to setting. Alright, here's where we're going to talk about lore. Capital L lore. So let's read this. Long before anyone lived in these hills, beings of immeasurable darkness and incomprehensible madness were entombed here. It was during this bygone age when the Appalachians towered much higher, much more menacing than the gentle slopes and ridges we know today, that they were conscripted after a great battle to serve as the final prison for those dark forces. But of course, time marches inexorably on. Aeons pass, and the walls of the prison begin to wear thin, and things that slumbered soundlessly below for millennia began to stir and become restless. Very fun. So, there's going to be stuff that we're going to be talking about. So we got the green, which is the manifestation and the magic of life. It is a powerful force associated with elemental things. It's closely tied to holler medicine, granny magic, the natural world, growth, and decay. So they're giving you some touchstones here to look at, which is very, very good. And you can click on them. Great. And then we have the things, which refers to all the beings, entities, and magic connected to those who sleep beneath. You gotta love when they capitalize every word like that, because that's when you know it's scary. And the place they occupy, which is called the Inner Dark. So yeah, here they talk about the hierarchy of the things, which is really cool. We're not going to look... I know some of the art can be a little graphic, so we're going to move past it. But yeah, so here's an explanation of kind of like the lore of the podcast and the lore of the world, which is deeply, deeply helpful. I really like it. It's nice. This is a great introduction, especially for those of you like... This is a great way for folks to enjoy the podcast, to kind of like see this and go, oh my god, it's all my favorite things from the podcast. And this is a great way for the folks who are like really, really into TTRPGs, who like to play this, who want to run this, who are like, actually, these are really, really interesting. I want to go and listen to this and see how it unfolds in real time. Because that's the feeling I'm getting. Like, I would love to run this game. I would love to play in a game like this, but there's definitely like this huge temptation. But I'm like, I'm gonna go listen to the podcast, I think. All right, so we got the power, place, and time. Very interesting. All right, we're going to talk about specific timelines here. And that's okay. We don't need to get into all of it. But what we are going to get into is the fact that, like, we have very, very in-depth explanations here about the regions, about the economics of, like, states, the specific times and places, which I think is deeply important. So well done, Monte Cook, on spending the time necessary on that. Because they could have just, listen, they could have just made the system and called it a day. But no, they really did their due diligence, which I appreciate. Here, we talk about running the game. I've kind of explained most of the rules already of the game. But I'm going to pop over to the ciphers page, just so we can see how much the ciphers have changed, or how much they stayed the same in terms of, like, how they're meant to be used. Because, yeah, you know, in the original... rulebook, it's very much like magic technology, right? So, but being in a place like Appalachia, where a lot of these things are handmade, probably limited in number, I'm very, very interested to see how they've like written the flavor text with regards to like the ciphers. So let's see. So there are items designed for frequent discovery and use. So small number of ciphers, yep. but they're still gained with regularity. All right, so that isn't necessarily a huge issue here, so that's interesting. Okay, so here we have ciphers. There's lots of different interactions that you can have with ciphers, but I am very interested in looking at some of the list here. So yeah, if you look at the list, these are very much very handcrafted items. You know, falcon's eye, a sachet, bunting crown, canary box, mad stone. Yeah, these seem cards. Yeah, these are very, very handmade items, and I have to give the team credit here. They've really done it, because I think there is a temptation almost to kind of like make things magic, right? But having some kind of like really specific physical items here have made it very much more approachable and within the thematic of the lore that we're setting up within the world and stuff like that. So this is really cool. This is deeply cool. Cool card. Obsessed with cards. I still recommend all of it, depending on when I have a break from stuff. Look, you want to play a mini game of it, seek out someone running it. That's true. I wonder if someone on Start Playing is running anything, because that would be kind of cool. Oh, Shiv is asleep on the rug next to me. He's very cute. Oh, he's so sweet. All right, this is looking great. Yeah. So that's the cipher, and then after that we have the adventures. Hello, Mel. Welcome on in. Nice to see you. It's been a hot second. How you doing? I'm gonna take a quick BRB because I need to take a quick bio break. And when we come back, let's talk about our thoughts about the game so far. And I will talk about my thoughts about the game so far. So take a quick BRB. See you all shortly. I'm gonna give you all an iPad. iPad time. I guess I accidentally killed my browser source. Apologies for that, gang. I didn't realize I murdered it. All right. Enjoy your iPad. Oh, where's the music? Enjoy it. We can do another round of iPad. What the fuck is this? Alright, we did it, gang. Is like feel from fealty award? I guess not. I don't even know what other words there are. The only words that are coming to me are like people's names. Like Alan. Alan is the only thing that's coming up with. that anything, coach? I guess it's only one E, huh? Whoops. That's okay. We tried. I have ADHD. Alright. Next round. GG, gang. What the fuck is this? Of course, that's my contribution. I'm trying to see what C words. Tiff? Oh, good one. Good one. What about riff? There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, this is hard. Fair, great. Oh, this is really hard. Oh my god, that's a word? Oh. Oh, wait. We did it! Oh my goodness! We did it! Not it taking me so long to remember what traffic is. That only netted us 1 star? Okay. Alright. These games are tough. We're probably gonna not do well at this one, and then we can come back. What is this? Toys, great. Lots, alright. Great. Is this anything, coach? Oh, it is anything. Is this anything, coach? Oh, this is so annoying because we're so close. So close. Dang. We did our best. We got pretty far that time. All right. Goodbye, iPad. Be gone, iPad. And now we head back to just chatting. Hello, gang. Welcome back. Thank you so much. Let's play some music. Play that Pokemon music. GG's, gang. Hi, welcome back, everyone. How's everyone doing? I hope you all had a good break. Hope you had a good break. How was that? We'll be wrapping up streams shortly. Since we've been live for... God, how long have we been live for? An hour 30? Dang, I feel like it's been longer than that. This is going to be a shorter stream anyway. This is us setting good expectations. Bringing it all back. But yeah, what do folks think about Old Gods of Appalachia? My review, the Otso'S Spirit Bear review for this right now, I think is really good. I think it is a really, really decent game. And I think what has come to me, honestly, with a lot of the game is that we kind of get to see the system sing a little bit, especially since it's being focused and honed in on specific themes. We kind of actually get to see the way the system can apply to a range of settings by seeing it range to a very, very specific setting. And it's kind of deeply inspiring to actually see how it's panned out that way. I really, really like it. I think it's interesting. I just never done Cypher before. Also, just been a bit iffy about Eldritch Horror. But if I find a good group, I may just play it. Yeah, I think in general. Let's talk about this. This is a good thing to talk about. This is a good Spirit Bear TM chat to have. So, I think that folks in general should be far more selective in who they play with when it comes to specific genres. I think you should be, especially like Eldritch Horror, any type of horror game, any type of like high violence game, I would even say like battle royales, right? You can and should be extremely selective of who you play with. I think just on a safety standpoint, on a just like comfort level standpoint, like I don't want to just like for me, one of my things about like battle royales, right, is that I'm always so curious about how it's done behind the scenes, especially with like APs that are doing battle royales, because I know of a lot of people who have done like battle royale stuff where there haven't been a lot of kind of like checks and balances done behind the scenes for the production. And for me, that's so important, right? Because you do not want like, you not only do you want everyone to like get along and have fun and feel safe and the spirit of it all, you also don't want to have anyone feel bad for getting like nuked, right, from existence in the battle royale, because sometimes that does happen in battle royales. So I think there are just some types of games where you can and should be selective of who you play with, and be selective on like who's running it, be selective on how they're running it, and not be afraid to voice your opinion about what will make you feel safe and comfortable in that moment, right? So yeah, I definitely hear you on that, Azra, for sure. Cypher's a fun system. I really do like playing Cypher. The only times where I might have struggled with Cypher is sometimes combat. Combat can be a little messy sometimes, but when is it not? Ttrpgs. But I really do like Cypher. I do like how versatile it is. I've run so many different types of games and settings just using Cypher. I've ran a like God, there's a specific word for it. Like Arcanotech, yeah, like Arcanotech setting using Cypher. I've done like horror with Cypher. I've done urban fantasy with Cypher. I've also done like it's not isekai, but like digital world with Cypher. It is it is very, very in general, it is very, very versatile. Oh, the Arcanotech game is the God, what's the title of the game now? The Crowned Icarus, that's the one. I believe the Crown Icarus is still on Friends Who Roll Dice's channel. Oh my goodness! Ah, Mel, thank you for buying something from my shop. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's so kind. Thanks, Mel. I've not heard that sound in a while, so when it happened, I was like, "What? What is that sound?" Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you. Let's see what you got. I want to know what you got. What'd you get? What'd you get? Wow. God, I need to like log in and shit. Come on. Let me in, Ko-Fi. Let's see. Ooh, 7 notifications. Thanks, Mel. What'd you get? I want to know. You got the Singha. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you got the Singha. It is one of the homebrews I'm really, really proud of. I might return to that at some point, actually, to usher down and make some of the other like homebrew stuff that I have on there. I might try to make it system agnostic. That's one of the things I've been trying to do, is to figure out how to make them system agnostic. Why are you licking your lips like that? Sorry, my dog was licking his lips and I'm like, what are you doing? What have you done? Oh, he's very excited because my brother is here. So excited. Since I was here for the development, it's only logical. Absolutely! Absolutely! Thank you so much! But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the Cypher system is very, very versatile. I really, really like it. And honestly, if you've played any of the other, sort of like multi-cook games, it is very intuitive. This, you know, it's still using the same system of like levels. It's using the same system of kind of like character arcs and the way everything kind of like interacts with each other. It all makes like a lot of sense. So it is very, very intuitive and very fun. Especially on the GM side, you don't have to roll anything. You just say the level of stuff, and you just gotta let their dice decide how they're running. You know, you don't have to like build too much. There's lots of like really good inspo stat blocks that you can very easily just take the levels off and then move from there. Oh, my coin fell. I've been fidgeting with one of the crowdfunding things I got. So I actually backed Old Gods of Appalachia on Kickstarter. I think it was on Backer Kit when it came out. And I backed it because it looks really cool. Which is why mine looks like this, because I got the special edition one. It's pretty good. I mean, I had to have the werewolf cover. Love it. What? Oh my god, why are you screaming? Sorry, I heard my mom call me. And I was like, what? Sorry about that, gang. But as part of the backing, I got the little coin. I've been fidgeting with this so much. It's really fun to fidget with, actually. It's one of my like fidgets at the table. I've got a lot of fidgets on the table. I got this. Those of y'all who saw me Big Back Con saw me playing with this a lot. This was a lot of fun. This is great. At the recommendation of Quinn. Please go and follow them. They're at QuinnB on all the social medias. But it's thanks to their recommendation that I got this. It's great. And I also been fidgeting with this coin a lot, especially in meetings. I've been like flicking it around between my fingers. Very nice. But yeah, I'm just gonna have to close the door. Sorry there. Sorry, my family's voice. But yeah, back to Old Gods of Appalachia. I backed a Kickstarter on Backer Kit. I got it a while back, and I read a little bit of it. I haven't read it cover to cover yet. As you all know, that I've been teasing for a few months now. Um, I am going to be in a project that does involve Old Gods of Appalachia, so just keep an eye out for that. I'm very, very excited for it. Um, I'm I'm creating a character, y'all. I've made a capital C character. You're gonna love them, I think. Uh, but yeah, I really like the way that they've structured it this time. I think this is a very, very strong. This is a very, very strong sort of system. It's a great way of kind of like showing the versatility of the cipher system, and I love it. I love it, and it's nice. It's nice to have more alternatives, I think, for eldritch horror out there. Like I really like the genre. I like, um, even though I'm a scaredy cat, I do think that I am good at GMing horror. Funnily enough, even though I am a scaredy cat, I think I do well with horror. Um, so it's nice to have more systems that I can use for that. That isn't just kind of like Call of Cthulhu and those who and other systems that use kind of like similar mechanics, right? Because that's not what I'm interested in, right? I'm not interested in um like a sanity mechanic and things like that, right? I'm interested in the drama, tragedy, and just the kind of like all encompassing humanity of horror, of the horror genre, of feeling of witnessing something far larger and far more incomprehensible and feeling helpless at the side of it, right? Like that's compelling to me in horror, right? Not necessarily like all the terrible things that could be done to you in horror. For me, it's moment that moment of feeling out of depth, from realizing you don't understand what is going on, to feel the primal, like as a character, to feel the primal like senses of like your hair standing on your neck and things like that. For me, that's what's compelling about horror, especially eldritch horror. It's like pulling it back to kind of these basic themes. I'm not as interested in like tormenting people. That's not my like version of horror. And even if I were GMing, like as you all know, we had Joey Martin of Drowning Moon Studios on Dicey Banner. So we talked about Final Girl Rising. And I love Final Girl Rising because it's also not about that, because it is horror. It's slasher horror. If anything, it's the kind of a genre of horror that's almost synonymous with torment, right? But like the way that they have written it and the way that I envision like running in the future is to like get first of all, get into the camp, right? We're talking about 80s slasher horror here. We got to get into the camp of it all, right? Talking about like fighting back and the grittiness and messiness of survival. Like that's the stuff I like about slasher horror. I'm not there for the slasher part of it. I'm there for the camp. I'm there for the drama. There's so much like, especially a lot of slasher horrors, there's so much like teen drama. There's so much like distrust and fear and paranoia. And then there's the like gritty survivalness of it all, right? And that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for in slasher horror. That's what I'm looking for in horror in general. Is I'm looking at those basic building blocks and I want to like play with them. I want to build them how I like and manifest them, right? I'm not just here. I feel like a lot of people look at horror, especially in TTRPGs, they look at horror and a lot of it, they kind of like hone in on maybe a little too much on how can I make my players feel X, right? I think that's the wrong frame of mind. But I know like GMs can get sucked into that, right? Of like, how can I make such feel like such, right? And that unfortunately can lead you down the path of like just like antagonistic GMing and also like harming your players and tormenting your players and making them feel unsafe, right? And you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with that. The Monster of the Week campaign I just started. Do not worry, this is a low stress game for me. Okay. It's absolutely old gods inspired horror. I love that. I love that. I mean, and y'all have seen me in the way that I design monsters, even the Beast Within playtests. That I've tried to make, like, I have little touches of Eldritch horror because it's fun. Cosmic Eldritch horror, just a little touch here and there because they're interesting and they're very, very fun, and I love the monster design of those. But I'm always super careful, right? I always make sure I'm checking in. I ensure I'm using content warnings, and I ensure that, like, my players, we use safety tools and things like that. We have to be so careful. I want to do more with horror. I just have odds with it. Not sure I'm in the space where I would have to find a really good group. So I have the antagonistic GM for COC, and it's not a time. An antagonistic GMing style and Call of Cthulhu can be very devastating. And not devastating in the tee haha, I am devastated. No, like, it can be traumatizing. And I'm gonna say this straight up right now. Hey, having an antagonistic jamming style and jamming a game like Call of Cthulhu can be traumatizing to players. Genuinely traumatizing to players. And I'm not about that. Like, I played this, my first time, and I think only time I played Call of Cthulhu. I've read it a bunch. I've just never got to play it a lot. No, I've played it twice. I forgot about the other game. We were able to, like, maybe play like an hour of it before before folks were, like, busy and needed to do things. But, like, Call of Cthulhu just has so much in it that already feels like you're against the wall constantly. Like, you have no agency and, like, very little agency, right? To have an antagonistic GM on top of that, it's not fun. It's not fun. And when I played it with Aces and Dragons, that was great. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed and the thing is, in that particular story, right, in the one that I did with Aces and Dragons, not only was it like Call of Cthulhu, but we were also, as a table of Desi performers, were delving into a pretty dark part of history for India, right? Especially for the Assam people, and who are on the plantations. And so we were also, carving a story about colonialism and about, like, the devastating effects it had on, like, the Indian populace, especially the Assam populace, right? And, like, with all of that still that we were holding, we still had a good game, we had a fun game, and we had a meaningful game, right? But that is because, one, our GM was not antagonistic. He checked in with us at any juncture, and even, in fact, when he was talking about kind of like some of these mechanics, he talked about, like, okay, let's talk about your character, let's talk about the heart of your character, the heart of the drive, the thing that is horrifying to you, right? What are these vignettes that I can pull on? And we did that, and it became, we wove, like, a really beautiful story. So, for example, Purna was in that show. It's how Purna and I met, actually, was through this Call of Cthulhu game. She played a housemaid named Bani, and I played a gangster named Bharat. And Bani, like, lost her partner in the war, and so a lot of the things that she asked our GM to draw on was, hey, like, please draw on this. This is a trauma I want you to pull on for the cosmic horror, for the eldritch horror, is this kind of, like, situation of grief where she's in, where she's imagined the millions of ways that her partner might have died in the war, right? Like that. But yeah, exactly. To be honest, I think it's more of a group than GM. The GM was not a bad GM, just antagonistic, and I don't think the group vibed well. That's also really important, knowing that you're feeling good in the group. One of the things I've been wanting to do this year, I think those who are part of my Discord, you all know this. I've been wanting to carve out more personal time for myself, and that includes kind of like having more personal games, having more, like, social time with people. And one of the things that I've been doing is I've been going to. So I've only done 1 week of this. I'm making it sound like I've been going so often, but I want to make it a regular thing. So last Saturday, I went to a tabletop shop in Malaysia. It is like a tabletop store, but it also has like space for you to play games and stuff like that. Called Here Be Dragons. They're a beautiful, beautiful place. I might even bring it up actually. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Let me show you all Here Be Dragons really quick. Heading on to the gaming. Alright. So this is Here Be Dragons. It is a beautiful, as you can see, it's a beautiful store. They have in-house game masters. They got snacks and drinks. They got a really cool private room. Let me show you the private room. They got a really cool private room. Yes, this is a screen they have that you can put your digital maps on and run your stuff. It's really cool. I want to book this out at some point, and I want to play there. I want to run a game there. This is Here Be Dragons. I really, really love. I really love their store. Oh Jesus! There we go. Here Be Dragons. So yeah, it's a beautiful, gorgeous little place. They have events. You can learn to play games and stuff like that. It's a really, really cool, really cool stuff. So last week, they had a dice jewelry making. I might move over to just chatting so you can get a better look. I went to a dice jewelry making. Check it out, dice jewelry making workshop, and it was a lot of fun. I got to learn how to sand dice. How to polish them, how to paint the numbers in them. And I think they turned out really well. It was so funny because I picked out these dice because I thought they really looked cool, because I really like the transparent look. And then the person who was running our workshop, Cheryl, at Ashton Treasures, they were like, oh, these were meant to be my arcane dice, and they're not like rollable, so I had to like put them away. So I was like, this is so cool. I would love to use these. And then as soon as I polished them, I realized that these are so Sayer coded. I was like, wow, this is fun and cool. I love that for me. But yeah, anyways, the point was, I went for that workshop last week. I had a lot of fun. I sent Shiva to daycare. He had a ball of a time. He was there for 12 hours. He had a great time. I got to go and do that. I got to have a haircut. I'm gonna show y'all what my haircut looks like. Yeah, like this is the haircut. It looks great, and you know, I got to have a haircut. I got to have a massage. I had a nice personal time. But this weekend, I'm going to Here Be Dragons again, because they have a mini painting event. They've got a miniature painting event. I'm gonna see if I can show y'all what that looks like. Yes, this is the one. So we'll play. You get to paint adventure cats. So they're like little kitties as different adventurers. This is meant for like to be a Valentine's Day thing. This is happening next weekend. That's why there's like a 2-packs option. I did the 1-packs, but Max, my husband, has requested that I do this Appalachia cat. I'm very, very excited for it. I will send pictures in the Discord. But yeah, this is the thing I've been wanting to do more now. I'm very, very excited for. Is to kind of like attend more of these things, right? And yeah, they also have TTRPG sessions, and you talking about like looking for a good group has made me go, dang, I kind of want to play more games. I want to play more games, and I kind of want to go in person to play more games. Yeah, I kind of want to do that, and I want to have fun. I want to have fun. Max is doing well. He got called with jury duty, so he had to go out in the cold. They also have a store. Ooh, I did not know that they had t-shirts. Oh, that's such a shame. I would have gotten some shirts. But yeah, this is one of the things I've been planning on like doing. I want to be in a Stealing Stories from the Devil game. They keep promoting it, which makes me think they may have another booking available, maybe. So I might reach out and be like, hey, I kind of want to go. But the problem is, for these games, they're in the evenings. I'm usually working. During those times. Which is a little sad. If it was on the weekend, maybe. But because it's on a weekday, it's a little hard. But yeah, here's the private room. I want to book out this room. Maybe for my birthday. Maybe my birthday presents, I tell everyone to sit down and play a game with me. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, this is really cool. Anyway, love Here Be Dragons. This is a great place. They have snacks and stuff as well. Their snacks are like small snacks, but they do have like really nice. Yes, Stealing Stories from the Devil is a multi-cook game. It's really good. I really want to play that game. I've been looking at it for so long, but I haven't had a chance to play it. But yes, they have a bunch of games. Anyway, TLDR, Val wants to play more games. Val wants to play more games in person. He kind of wants to go to a physical place to be able to play a game and have a good time. Been trying to find a specific show to watch for some AP research. And I cannot find it anywhere. Yeah, what show is this? What show is this? Let me see if it's on the Internet Archive or something. Hunk. It's a docuseries. Is it the one that's from 2019? Yeah? Let's see. It's on YouTube TV. Wonder if you can get a free trial and just... Oh, that's hard. I feel like this has gotta exist somewhere. Four-part documentary aired on Epix in 2019. Oh, dang. Yeah, it's hard to find. Oh, that's so sad. I'm sure that there must be a way. Someone must have it somewhere. There's gotta be a place. There's a place that lets you watch it from New Zealand on tvnz.co.nz. I wonder if you have a VPN, if you can watch it. That might be... I was gonna say, we could do like a Discord movie night or something. And then I can use my VPN. That can be a way we can do this. That'll be fun, I think. Because this looks really interesting. I'm like reading the synopsis and it's really, really cool. Yeah, go check it out. It has to exist somewhere. It has to. There was I've been watching Dungeons and Drag Queens on Dimension 20. And that has been very nice. That's been very, very nice. It's there. The second season just came out like a couple weeks ago, and it's been giving me lots of joy. that's my challenge to you all, actually. Like, I know we just finished reviewing stuff and we're just kind of like chatting now. Um, how have you all been doing with like some of the goals you set for yourself for 2025? I'm doing okay on my end, surprisingly. With the goals, I've been carving out more personal time for myself. We're now in the transition phase where I'm like, okay, now that I've hibernated, I'm ready to get back into streaming, ready to do stuff again. So I'm looking very, very excited for that. But I'm doing pretty all right. I've been journaling. I re-downloaded Duolingo so that I can do my Chinese lessons again, which has been very, very nice. Done a bit, starting to reach out and try to talk to people more. Folks are just busy. Yeah, I know it's been busy. I know you've messaged me a few times, and I'm like, "Hi, friend. I'm so." You usually when you message me as well, I'm usually talking to Max. So just as a note for folks, if it's like what 10 a.m. onwards, I'm likely talking to Max. I'm likely talking to Max. We usually set a call time around then. I admittedly didn't set goals. That's okay. Goals, intentions, like any sort of like thing you want to do this year or carve more time for yourself to do this year. Apart from what I posted in Transplaner. That was really cute. I did really enjoy everyone posting what they were hoping for in 2025. That was very, very nice. It was nice to see. 10 a.m. my time. EST, I'm working. I usually work till about 12 noon EST or like 11 EST. I do work from like 3 p.m. my time to about like 11 p.m. my time. That's when I'm in my day job. Hello, Game Master Luna. Welcome to the stream. This is your first time joining us and chatting. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're at the tail end of stream right now where we are chatting just about 2025 stuff. We just reviewed and read through, did kind of like a brief overview of the Old Gods of Appalachia. The overall consensus is that it's pretty good. I really like the way they applied the cipher system into the Old Gods lore, and it's pretty solid. I really like it. But hello, welcome, Game Master Luna. It's lovely to have you here. Making a sensitivity consultation session from Dare. Love that. Love that. Dare's a great consultant. Dare does great work. On one of my days off, I may reach out to see if you're down to hang or game. I do want to game with y'all. Maybe not this weekend, because this weekend I'm going out. Maybe Friday. Friday is in my time, so maybe Thursday for y'all. I might be free in my morning, your evening, Thursday evening. Because your suggestion of playing, I think it was Azra's suggestion of playing Self-Assurance. I would love to play with more folks, and 2, I would like to see more folks playing Self-Assurance. I want to see how it plays. I want to see how it kind of like manifests in other people's tables. Oh! No way. Dare's in that? Oh, what a joy for me. Oh, that's exciting. Oh yeah, Hunter is great. I really want to play Hunter too. Do I have enough D6s? I should have enough D6s. Another thing I'm planning on doing, actually, that I want to do that I might make into a paid thing rather than a free thing, just so I can get more money. What I am hoping to do is actually use, because I made a start playing account and I haven't done anything with it, so I'm going to kind of christen it, and I'm going to put up a game of Fabula Ultima, but specifically set in a Final Fantasy X setting in Spira. So folks, I'm not going to make it super expensive. But I want to get that ball rolling so that it is an option. I want to kind of test it out and see if it is something I would like to do for cash money. Because if that feels good and feels nice, then I'm kind of interested in having that happen. Because that would be really nice. But yeah, I have a one shot of Final Fantasy X that is really cool. Fabula Ultima is a game I want to check out. It is really solid. It's a solid game. You don't have to be familiar with Final Fantasy X loader play, because we're doing a lot of stuff that happens before the events of the game proper. So this is Fabula Ultima, the Ttrpg RPG. I love the size. More RPG books need to be this size, please. I am begging. I am on my hands and knees to publishing companies. Please, 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 please. I want this size. This is such a good size. It's so nice and handy to carry around. I can refer to stuff super easily. Tabs in the pages. It is really, really cool. I really like it. We have an upcoming project that's going to be using Fabula Ultima. So I got a big chance to read through it, and I really like it. I really, really like it. Like, it seems really crunchy, but it's actually not super crunchy, actually. It's actually like definitely not more than D&D crunchy, you know? There's a lot of kind of like strong narrative stuff in here too. Oh, hold on, I need to sneeze. Sorry about that. It was like I need to sneeze so bad. But yeah, it is really, really cool. The classes are really neat. I'm so excited for this. Like, this game looks super cool. Finally, someone has made a class where I can play a summoner from Final Fantasy. You know what I mean? Like, finally, I'm able to do that. It uses the die size system, so you assign specific skills a specific die size. So that's how it works. And y'all are not ready for this. Everyone strap in. Strap the fuck in. Y'all not ready for this. You start at a pretty high... I think you start at level 5? It's like level 5 or level 3. And you need to multi-class. You don't start off as just one class. You start multi-classing. You're not just one thing. Let me double check. Starting equipment. I'm double checking this. Yeah. So choose 2 or 3 classes. Choose 2 or 3 classes and distribute your initial 5 levels among them. Take note of the free benefits and skills gained. 2 or 3 classes, and then assign your levels. It's really, really interesting. You also have other aspects that you need to build. You have to choose your character's identity. And the identity is really, really important because you can invoke it in play to get advantage and to get bonuses and stuff like that. And then you have to choose your character's theme. So this is kind of like the ideal, the theme of their storytelling, the theme of their arc, a strong emotion that kind of like fuels them. Game Master Luna, thank you so much for following. Welcome on in to the den. Do a little dance. I hope y'all could hear the music. Something's telling me y'all might not be hearing the music. So please let me know. You heard that one? Great. But thank you so much, Game Master Luna. Thank you for following. Welcome to the Spirit Bear Den. But yeah, so like you could choose your character's theme. So for example, the kind of themes you can have is like guilt. Guilt is a theme you can have, which is sad. Um, you can, so here are some of the suggested themes they have: ambition, anger, belonging, doubt, duty, guilt, hope, justice, mercy, and vengeance. Sounds Sayer coded? Sayer right now, yeah. So he's a little fueled by guilt. Um and a bunch of other things. Fabula Ultima also TTRPG then. I know. I love this game. It's so intriguing. I haven't gone to play it yet. So there's some aspects of it that I'm not fully cemented on yet, just because not because it's confusing or badly designed, just that I feel like I need to see how it happens in person in order for me to kind of like know how it works. It's the same. Oh god, what game was it? Oh, I'm trying to remember what game it was that I played that I was like, I need to kind of like see this happen before I understand how to play it. So like Fabula Ultima is one of those moments where I've read this cover to cover. I've read this book from cover to cover. There's just a couple of things that I'm like, okay, I kind of need to see how it happens for me to like understand it. Like fully understand it. But it looks really good. It's well designed. I'm super excited about it. There's also in-game clocks in this. Oh, Puck, you need to catch up, Puck. There's some stuff has developed in Chaos. But you can. There's literally like a villain clock in this system, where you can do that for like how your villain is moving and operating, which I think is so cool. Things have been all I'm saying is that things have been happening. Yeah, that's Fabula Ultima. I actually picked up this copy while I was stateside. I got it from a TTRPG store in Minneapolis called The Source, which is really, really cool. You'll be listening tomorrow to the episodes? That's great. I'm glad to hear that. But yeah, that's stuff that I've been planning. Yeah, I want to play more games. I want to have more time to do kind of like fun, crafty stuff. My coworker actually was like, "Oh my god, Val, you're doing a lot of crafty stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've actually been enjoying doing a lot of crafty stuff. I think crafty stuff is a lot of fun. I want to do more, so I'm making the miniature this weekend. I'm very, very excited about that. I get caught up so bad, but my in-person game plays the same day as Chaos does. No, that's fine. Play your in-person game. You can always catch up. Don't worry, you can always catch up. There's always more Chaos. Alrighty, gang. I think this is time to wrap up. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting me in the stream. We've been live for about 2 hours and 13 minutes. Listen, I just think there's cool stuff happening in Chaos right now. That's all I'm saying. But thank you all so much for being here. We're gonna go through a quick amount of kind of like introduction stuff. So huge reminder that folks, that we do have a Discord, especially those who are new here. Our Discord is super chill. It's not going to be flooding your like notifications anytime soon, but we do like to hang out. We do like to talk about TTRPGs, and we like helping each other out and sharing in community. So if that's something you like, you should come and check out our Spirit Bear Discord. It's very, very nice and chill. If you enjoy me and my presence, you can find me on Saturdays over at Transplanar RPG. We're an all transgender personal color-led TTRPG actual play series created by Connie Chung. Our campaigns are set in a non-colonial, anti-orientalist multiverse, and our stories are about queerness, grief, hope, and the power of love. Currently, our second main campaign is in its third arc, called our second main campaign called the Chaos Protocol. We're live on Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live this weekend, so come and check us out. We just had a major development happen last episode, so this is going to be a great episode for you to tune in on. So that's Transplanar. Y'all might have noticed I was wearing Transplanar merch. This is specifically the Transplanar merch collaboration with Void merch, but I would love for you all to go and check out Transplanar RPG's merch. Oh, you already done it. Yep, so that's the Void merch link. You can also check out transplanarrpg.shop. I need to get specific shop link for that. Let me get that. Rpg.shop. There we go. Copy. Paste. So that's the official Transplanar RPG merch store, which is transplanarpg.shop. Go ahead and check it out. We got some really nice stuff in there. I'm gonna go buy some at some point. Specifically some chaos stuff. I have like a couple of stuff, but I want more. I want cups. I really want mugs. That'd be very, very nice. So yeah, so that's Transplanar RPG. Please check out my games, my itch.io store. That's spiritbeargames.itch.io. We got some really, really cool games like Self Assurance that just came out. Let me get you the link to that. I really ought to have a command for itch. So this is my itch.io page. I've got some games there. Some have community copies available, so feel free to pick up a copy for yourself. And if you talk about my games or if you rate them on itch.io, you're able to kind of replenish the community copies pool. So please consider doing that as well. I also have a Patreon, folks. If you enjoy the content that I am making on here, you will like some of the stuff that I'm working on. On Patreon, we have exclusive updates, early access to Dicey Banner episodes. We have sneak peeks on works in progress and early access to some stuff that I'm designing. Right now, folks are receiving regular pieces of content through the BTS updates on Secrets of the Actuality. This is a show I'm going to be making with Monte Games, which is a lore dive theory crafting show about Invisible Sun. So please go and check that out. We've got some very, very cool announcements coming out later this week. And I'm also showcasing a work in progress of a game that I'm making that's just self-indulgent. There's no pressure about the way I'm designing this. I don't have a release date or anything. Which is a transmigration TTRPG inspired by MXTX's Scum Villain's self-saving system. I'm making a whole game out of it. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And I sometimes post silly little updates of some of the stuff that I've been working on. There should be one coming out either later today or early tomorrow morning for you all, of some of the stuff that I'm working on with that, which is system moves, which I think are very cool. But yeah, so that's all of my stuff, all my spiels. With that, let us go and raid somebody awesome. Let's see who is online. Who's online right now? Punkle Nix is online. Happy Jax is online right now. Cypher Unlimited, Sword and Key. D&D Jordan Lee. Ooh, there's quite a few people. Quite a few people we can shout out here. Let's send some love to Happy Jack's RPG. Let's send him some love. Kai is there. Kai, my beloved, is on Happy Jack's right now. Let's go and send them our Spirit Bear love. Thank you all so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. And I will see you all tomorrow for for a fun stream as Into the Pit returns. And Quinn and I will be live together playing some FNAF Into the Pit. So please tune in. We're gonna have lots of fun. I will see you there. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.